All right, the 550 and a zero-turn lawnmower. What could possibly be our first failure of the new year? Let's find out right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. And in the bucket of the 550, I have the two rims that belong on that 55 combine. I dug around in the scrap pile and found this rim, which is a mate to this rim, and that's the one that was on the other combine. So this is the original pair of rims that was on this combine to start with. So I got those out. I want to get them cleaned up with the old flywheel resurfacing tool, and then we'll give them a coat of paint. I went to the Tractor Supply unit there yesterday and got some paint in anticipation of that, because I ain't gonna put a tire on this rusty nasty rim. We're gonna clean it up first. But it's parked in front of this mower because, well, let me just show you first what I was up to. Here you go. So I thought I was being all clever, and I blew all the leaves into a pile and used the mower to mulch them, and I was going about my happy time, you know, cleaning up. And I also had some area where I never got it mowed the last time, you know, before winter came. And I'm mowing along happily, and I totally forgot about this drain clean out, and I definitely hit it with the corner of the deck. So now, in addition to fixing that drain, I'm definitely also going to be fixing this spindle, which totally self-destructed when it hit that. So that's nice. They're made of aluminum, so it's no wonder. And it looks like it just did the typical thing that they do, which is break off all four legs. So that's handy. Luckily, over the summer, I bought a 3-pack. So hopefully inside of this is the thing that we need to make it more better. There you go. Hopefully this envelope kept it nice too. Look at that. Brand new with the 4 bolts. Would you believe that I very seldom ever have to grease these, because they usually just destroy themselves before you ever get to that point. I usually grease them good the time I put them together, and then they don't usually last that long, because around here sadness abounds. So we will proceed with our plan. I'm supposing that the first thing I'm going to do is work on those rims, though, because I can have them painting and drying on one side whilst I do this. So that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to have to get me a new brush for the old resurfacing tool. She's getting pretty low, but she will run another day. All right. I'm sure we can find a way to screw this up too. So, you know, take a wire to the eye or something, probably. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to find a new brush sooner than later, because it don't look like I got any bristles left now. Well, that really sucks. There ain't gonna be nothing open today. It is the first day of the year, if I didn't make that clear. All right, well, there's one. They put. Now, of course, this one is nasty. It's got a tire on it. You know, what are the chances? Surely not, you know? Do you know where I'm going with this? What would be the chances that a guy could air it up and it would actually hold air for now? And we can revisit this one later. Well, probably not very good, because the valve stem isn't anywhere close to the hole. So, That's looking like that's going to be a negative. Yeah. There we go. It's also got a super duper long valve stem for some strange reason. I'm tempted to try it. I mean, should we? Should we try to air up this rickety tire that will never, ever, ever hold? That's never going to hold, is it? We're going to make more work for ourselves if we inflate it and it doesn't. But it certainly is tempting, isn't it? To just inflate her and see what happens. This valve stem is very, very poor. I gotta do it. I gotta see. You know, if it saves me a little bit of time today, who knows? I don't know. Yeah, this is stupid, and it's gonna cost us more work, but hey. Alright. Ready for failure? I know it's going to. But you gotta try. You know? It's inflating. This is the least than ideal condition. Oh, there we found some water in the tire. It's going to be blowing that out. But I think I'm still going to roll with this. I'm going to just leave it sit overnight and see if it still holds air tomorrow. And even if it doesn't, we could air it up and take it for a drive, I think, with this. The worst that it's going to do is pop, and then we're going to start over and do it anyway. So. That, of course, is the rim that I dug out thinking that it would be maybe a workable thing, but it's a 14-inch rim, I think. So only in an emergency are we going to go after that. Now, we're going to find us a place to safety yellowfy this, because I guess that's what they call their color. Safety yellow. I don't know. Let's use this broken bucket. Doubles in your trash can for your paint lid. Oh yeah, cold weather, the perfect time. Perfect time for painting. Yeah, we missed a few spots with the wire wheel, but that's fine. This is one of those good from far, but far from good projects. Because we're going to throw a junk tire on it just to play with it. Then we'll go back later and make it more better the next time if we have to, whenever that day arrives. Some people always ask about, like, oh, you're not putting tubeless tires on? No. On an old rim, you're just asking for trouble with a tubeless tire because of stuff like that right there. I mean, it's a little bit rusty. It'll work with a tube, but tubeless tire, no. You're gonna have constant problems. Plus, a lot of times with the tube, I find that you can save the tire if it goes flat because you notice it sooner. And with the tubeless tire, it's pretty well done shredded itself by the time you realize what's happened. Sure enough. Yeah, well, that'll fix that up for now. We'll come back and give it another coat after a while. And then we'll let it dry a while and flip it over. Do the same thing. How's this one doing? Well, it's still up, so hey. Now, our next order of business is to lift this up with the loader so we can get the blade off. We got to get enough room to get the impact under there, get the blade off, and then we can do the rest from up here. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to go get some tools because I think they're all in the white pickup. So I suppose I'll go do that real quick and then bring you back. All right. I started loading up all the tools and then I thought, dum-dum, the truck runs now. So I drove it down here. I think I got everything. Come on. Should have put a shallow socket on there. Come on. It's almost like I've done this a time or two. Oh, that's pretty. The one silver lining is I don't think it destroyed my belt. So, that's nice. Okay, it is 15/16. I know this from changing many hundreds of these spindles. So, we will get the chain and lift her up, and then we should be able to sneak that out of there. And of course, we don't have a long enough chain here, do we? Maybe if we're clever about it. Sure. What? Now, that ain't appropriate. Why is this truck not, or this tractor not starting? Well, Knutson. That ain't good. Our whole shebang kind of deals on that. But I think what's happened is my carburetor stuck open for no apparent reason just right now and has made a mess. So we will stick our jumper cables in there and very much possibly blow the whole thing to kingdom come. That's fine, but that means we're gonna have to also go get the jumper cables. That really is not a pleasant thing to happen. So I guess I'll go up and get those, and we got a truck here, so we should be good for that. What fun, friends, what fun. Vehicle for something. Let's go ahead and lift this up before it dies, because I know that's going to happen as soon as I disconnect it from the deal. Probably low on hydraulic oil. Be one of those days, friends. One of those days. Come on, we gotta have enough room to get that impact under there. She is out of oil. Also, the first thing I did was hook up the jumper cables backwards because this is still positive ground. So don't do that. I don't recommend that. That's something you want to do. That was probably excellent for the computer controlled vehicle. I know this thing didn't like it. Sure. Come on. Do we have any new strange lights on now because of all that? No. Door ajar. That's good. Yep, ding-a-ling. Well, that was fun. All right. Sadness. Must you have followed me into the new year? I don't get it. Sure. Appears I wound up a bag on it too at some point. So, it's just as well. These are brand new blades too, I think. They don't have very much time on them. But it appears I've already destroyed them. So, yeah. Hey, see how cute that is? Every single leg except for one. Okay, so those should be the same size as the bolts that held the shroud on. Let's just keep failing. Let's just keep failing. Now, some of these don't come with the holes the holes threaded, and they send like self-tappers, and I do not like that. I think that my one that came has everything threaded and ready to go. However, I just lost that bolt, and I was thinking that it was longer because of something else that I have done to this, but that's neither here nor there now. There it is. Now, I put a reinforcement ring in this deck because even with that, it's still cracked. I did that almost when it was new, and it's still, this is just a very bad design. If I would have waited one more year, they had welded steel decks. But live and learn, you know. Ouch. This is not pleasant at all. I'm gonna have to get some type of pliers or something. What? Come on. There. Alright. All that looks like is this. It's just a plate cut to fit in that hole. It's supposed to stiffen up the deck. Because when you get older, your deck isn't as stiff as it was. And they're trying to fix that. I'm having a lot of issues here. There we go. And also, experience has taught me that I probably don't want to use the mini impact to put these on tight, because sadness will follow us. We need to be able to feel that they're tight and not just hammer it, because this aluminum pot metal, whatever they make these out of, why they have not made them out of something better by now, who knows? Probably because they're selling a ton of them. But at any rate, the point is, you don't want to twist it off first thing. That's sad. I've done that before. It is not a happy time. Like I said, don't get too hung up on it, because it's probably going to self-destruct. So, if you don't like the time you did it this time, the next time you do it differently. Working on a lawnmower in the winter time, who else is doing this? Nobody. Because everybody else is smart enough to leave it in the shed. Just what I should have done. There we go. And then, cheapskates are making me reuse the nut. Should be good. Yeah. Also, try to put the grease fitting out if you can. I forgot all about it, but for some miracle, I lucked out and it made it. Now, like I said earlier, I think the belt is totally like the way it's supposed to be still. It just unhooked from this side when it ate the big one. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I thought maybe I'd grease it real quick. We're not gonna waste a lot of time. If it doesn't want to be greased, that's fine too. Because like I said, they don't last that long. And it's not because of grease or bearings going out, it's because of legs breaking off. Let's let this down. Right on the chain, sweet. That way it's, you know, unhandy. I can't pull this out of there. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I've been thinking seriously it's about time to update the old mower, because this thing is starting to show its age. It's one of the very few things I ever bought brand new in my life. And I've rode her pretty well into the ground. Oh, this is harder to do with gloves on. Basically, I just feed the belt in it and then manhandle it on. Of course, now I've got it all whopper jawed from what normally I would. So that ain't gonna work. Guess we'll start over. Unless we can salvage it somehow. Nope. Is that better? Do we have... No, we're still not there yet. Gotta get this belt over. It's upside down. Stupid thing. Any other time, you'd never ever do that if I wanted you to. Come on back. Alright. Now, go back. There. Now, it's the way it's supposed to be. Sweet. Oh, probably should clean that deck out because that is a mess. We'll do that real quick, and then we'll test her out. Well, will we do that? I don't know. Should always blow your deck off at least once a year, whether you're using it that much or not. A clean deck is a happy deck. It may not be a big deal with a smaller deck, but if you got a bigger deck like this one, you really want to keep it clean, you know? You don't want deck rot. I used to paint my deck every year. I'd take it off, give it a good washing, give it a nice coat of paint, keep my deck shiny and nice. But I don't know. Haven't painted my deck for a while. All right. A clean deck is a happy deck. One of them is twisted off in the hole from years past, so she's riding on 2. Thought maybe I'd do that next time I had to take this off because of catastrophic failure, but the last few times, the things that have broken have been things I could fix doing it just like I did now, so yeah. A new deck shell is $700, and I don't think this mower's worth that. I may change my mind when it breaks, but I mean, I've had to weld on it multiple places. It's just not built heavy enough for farm use, you know. All right, let's see if this will turn on now. I don't remember how to start it now. Oh yeah. Let's take it away from that rim we just painted. Oh yeah. All right, well, first failure of the season, somewhat taken care of. So now I need to be super careful if I'm going back up there, cleaning that out. But I'm also gonna have to dig a hole down into my trench and cut that off, put a new cap on it, which is probably fine because this time I'm gonna go lower than the surface, which is what I should have done originally, but that's just the way it worked out. And I didn't want to dig down and change it at the time, but now I have to. So we'll do that, and then we should be in a lot better shape. So don't know if this was that interesting, but I know some people have asked, what do you mow your yard with? Well, this is it. It ain't anything pretty, but like I said, I bought it new. It was one of the few things I ever bought new, and it's done pretty good for as much abuse as it goes around here, because it does a lot of grass mowing. So anyway, as always, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment. That stuff doesn't cost you anything. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.